Hello everyone, welcome to TTV News, some latest events in the province. And now coming to details. Ladies and gentlemen, facing the complicated development of the pandemic, on July 21st, Ms. Nguyễn Thị Thành, chairman of Tan Chau District People Committee, visited and offered gifts to the COVID-19 prevention and control checking teams in the district.
Currently, Tan Chau District has established 2 more epidemic prevention and control checkpoints in the area on the roads and section to other localities in order to prevent and control the people and vehicles returning from the area. The checking points will operate for 24 hours a day from July the 16th of 2021 until the further notice. At this place visited, Ms. Nguyễn Thị Thành, chairwoman of the District People Committee, graciously visited and encouraged the official soldiers as well as volunteers who did not hesitate to work with the local people day and night. The team controls the people and vehicle entering and leaving the district in order to prevent and minimize the spread of disease entering the district. The delegation also visited the intersectoral checkpoint for COVID-19 pandemic prevention and control at Saigon 1 Bridge in Tân Hòa Commune.
Meanwhile, the Young Entrepreneurs Association of Tây Ninh Province, in collaboration with Tây Ninh Radio and Television Station, has also visited and gave gifts to the forces at the checking points in Duong Minh Chau district and Trang Bang.
When TayNinhTV applied epidemic prevention measures according to Directive number 16 of the Prime Minister, localities have established checkpoints at traffic roads with the task of health control, determining operation schedules and movement of the people and vehicles, supervise the restriction of entry and exit in the district and towns, especially from epidemic areas. At the checkpoints, the delegation's representatives, Mr. Phạm Trọng Nghĩa, Vice Chairman of the Young Entrepreneurs Association, asked about the situation and encouraged the functional forces to continue to be confident, accompanying the political system of the province to well control the pandemic situation. On this visit, the delegation also presented essential necessities, including medical masks, hand sanitizer gels, milk, instant noodles, and cards with a total value of about 50 million Vietnam dong from donation and from association and Tây Radio television station. And ladies and gentlemen, facing the complicated situation of the COVID-19 pandemic and to ensure the safety for pandemic prevention and control at wholesale markets and retail markets, the Ministry of Health guides the prevention and control of COVID-19 pandemic at markets for localities during the application of Directive number 16. Accordingly, the Ministry of Health suggests that localities organize SARS-CoV-2 tests by rapid antigen tests for managers, traders, and sellers of goods at the market every week. Create a QR code of quarantine points at the market entrance, organize body temperature measurement, require employees and traders, vendors and customers entering the market to make medical declarations, disinfect hands, wear masks and keep a distance, describe manner. And there are measures to control the density of the people entering the market to ensure the pandemic prevention and control regulations, keep a safe distance according to regulation also. Organizing propaganda and dissemination to the people about regulations of pandemic prevention and control when coming and consuming and selling at markets. The local people committees direct functional agencies to strengthen inspection and supervision of the implementation of pandemic prevention and control at the markets in the area.
Ladies and gentlemen, and also in the face of the complicated situation of the COVID-19 epidemic in the province, in order to ensure anti-epidemic and maintain production and business during the time of social distancing, businesses in industrial park, export processing zones and economic zones in the province have implemented the plan of 3 in the sport.
According to Management Board of the Industrial Park, up to now, more than 177 enterprises in industrial parks in the province have registered to implement the 3 on the spot option to ensure the disease prevention of COVID-19 pandemic and keeping the production operation. In addition, other enterprises in the province industrial parks continue to transfer documents to the Management Board of Industrial Parks asking for support in implementing the 3 on the spot option to ensure the health of workers and keeping production and business activities. Companies that want to implement 3 on the spot must meet the requirements of eating, resting, and safe distances for workers on the site of businesses. It is required that employees before entering the company to work must have a negative test for SARS-CoV-2. But it is even more difficult to maintain production and business in the 300-spot condition because a lot of problems arise in the transportation of raw materials and goods, as well as the organization of purchasing and importing goods, and especially the stress in taking care of and stabilizing the businesses. Many businesses said that they need more practical support from the government during this particularly difficult period. Remove difficulties in circulation, transportation of goods, the raw materials, warehousing, and support the recovery of domestic supply chains. Along with that is the provision of capital, the policy of tax, and the debt restructuring. We come to other new major e-commerce platforms have increased their support in the preparing of goods, developing selling essentials programs to ensure no disruption in the supply of goods during the implementation of this standard according to Directive number 16 of the government. In particular, the data recorded until July the 20th shows that the number of orders increased sharply during the days of social distancing. According to the Department of E-commerce and Digital Economy, wholesale and postmark e-commerce platforms have advantages in logistics, so they have organized both online and offline price stabilization sales, ensuring delivery to each region isolated or sold directly at post offices of Viettel Post, Vietnam Post, and commune control post offices. The team of postmark e-commerce platform also strengthened propaganda to the people about how to buy goods and hundreds of sales points at post offices and place orders on postmart.vn e-commerce trading platforms in the provinces cities such as Ho Chi Minh City, Bình Dương, Tây Ninh, and Vũng Tàu provinces. According to the e-commerce department, besides traditional and modern distribution channels, e-commerce channels are helping people to shop conveniently at home and minimize the risk of being infected by the diseases. And ladies and gentlemen, the development of agricultural enterprises also plays an important role and contributes greatly in promoting production and trade and exports, creating jobs for agricultural and rural workers, such as the vegetable plantings in Châu Thành district. And in addition to the rise of small and medium-sized enterprises in agriculture, a number of large corporations outside the agriculture, forestry, and fishery industry have also promoted investment in agriculture, such as Vingroup, FLC, and Lavifood. And the positive results in attract investment in agriculture have partly inspired the business community. More than 95% of agri-businesses are small and medium-sized, providing a great challenge in improving the quality of the agricultural sector, improve the competitiveness, and develop production linkages along with agricultural production chain. And due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, over the past time, the production and trading of agricultural products have faced many difficulties. The consumption of markets has narrowed and the prices are volatile. Meanwhile, the output of agricultural products is affected. The prices of agricultural materials tend to increase, causing difficulties for farmers. In order to increase the consumption of agricultural products, especially seasonal agricultural products, the Ministry of Industry and Trade has just issued Directive number 8 on creating favorable conditions of goods circulation and increasing consumption of agricultural products in the domestic market. And with the support of this direction, the Trade Promotion Department has stepped up coordination with localities to come up with plans to support the consumption of agricultural products. The support of the annual consumption for agricultural products is done methodically through many distribution channels such as the markets, supermarkets, and e-commerce platforms. In addition, the Ministry of Industry and Trade has also developed traceability stamp in Trace by 247 to help the consumers check the stages from planting, harvesting to preserving and transporting the products. The stamp sets have received positive feedback from localities, purchasing units, and foreign customers also. In addition, and recently, the Ministry of Information and Communication has just issued a document to support the farmers on e-commerce platforms, promoting the development of digital economy in agriculture and rural areas. Accordingly, they will support to bring agricultural production households, individual business households, cooperatives, cooperative groups of agricultural production to register to participate in e-commerce platforms to connect, promote, introduce products at new distribution channels, promote fast consumption, contribute to avoid congestion of agricultural products during the peak harvest, and help the farmer to keep prices of agricultural products, avoid depending on traders. And through e-commerce platforms and digital platforms, providing useful information for agricultural households such as agricultural product market information, demand forecasts, and agricultural production capacity, weather information, etc., crop seed varieties and fertilizer, etc., and to put on e-commerce platform products, raw materials, inputs, and tools for agricultural production with reputable brands, good qualities, and reasonable prices, suitable to introduce and supply to agricultural production households. And with preferential policies and favorable conditions of branches, the agricultural products will have many approaches to distribution systems such as supermarket, e-commerce platforms for stability and sustainability, and domestic enterprises need to pay special attention to the quality of their products not only during the transportation stage but throughout the entire production process, along with the transparency of origin to facilitate the import suppliers with a safe distribution of food.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for joining with us and see you next time.